This is an elk. This is an elk hunter. To get this and this to look like this, you need this, and 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 this. Welcome to Elk Week. Welcome back to another episode of Elk Week. You know, you can choose the perfect rifle, the perfect cartridge and bullet, the perfect scope, but when the time comes to pull that trigger on that elk, you've got to make the perfect shot. And how are you going to do it? Yeah, lying down prone and making that perfect shot sounds wonderful, but in elk country, is it always possible? This is one of the things that Tate teaches in his school. Now, Tate, when I started elk hunting, this was my first shot at a bull elk, and I got him. Just like that.
That was my first shot at a deer as well.
Bingo. You have to be ready to make a quick shot offhand, so work on that. Work on all your standard positions with no kind of support. You might not have your shooting sticks. You might not be able to go prone. Here's the second thing that really works well for me. These simple little lightweight shooting sticks are like an arrow, a little aluminum tube. You just spread those open and you've got a bipod that fits every situation. So if I am down, I can shoot up. I can spread these sticks more and shoot down. I can even spread them like this and shoot downhill. So it's really quite versatile and simple, but you're not having them attached to your rifle. Now, what are you teaching your students? What do you like to do?
So the thing I teach them is always fight for prone. That's going to be the best position to shoot off of, but in the mountains, it's almost never feasible in a lot of regards. I've shot off of logging roads. I've shot off of all kinds of stuff to get prone. But when you're on an incline and you're, let's hold that for me real quick, Ron. So if you're on an that's a heavy rifle. When you're on an incline and the deer's on this incline and you're shooting across the canyon and you go prone, you're looking at the bottom of the canyon. So you can't always go prone. But I also teach people, I like to use shooting sticks too, but a lot of the time you may not have shooting sticks, but almost all the time when you're in the West, you have walking sticks. So you can use your walking sticks to shoot off of those.
I know there are little devices that'll clamp the two together.
Yep. And I don't ever use those devices. I just hold them together. I've gotten good enough that I hold it together. And it kind of gives me some front support as well when I do that.
I like that.
Yep.
But now, what about a backpack? Everybody's going to have a backpack now.
Everybody has a backpack, and shooting off of a backpack is one of the most common shooting positions that I've used. I shot an elk off of a backpack at 765 yards, which I would not recommend taking shots like that all the time, but I knew the conditions. The elk was bedded. It wasn't going to move. I took the shot. I had a very, very stable position off that backpack.
That's the nice thing about a backpack. There's so much surface area to lay your rifle on. As long as you've got a little bit of padding on there and you've got it down solid, boy, it really works well.
And also be worried, regardless of what position you're in, try and get some of that rear support underneath your elbow, that chicken flap that you got all over the place.
Absolutely.
Once you have your rifle on your hand on the trigger, a lot of times your elbow doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it starts flapping in the wind.
Yeah.
So
another version of that is get your back against something. Yes. I found that if I can lean against a tree trunk
or even using your backpack to lean against.
Or your partner. I've had my partner sit behind me facing the other direction, just like hold still, don't breathe. That gives me a foundation.
I'm about to pull the trigger. Hold your breath.
And plug your ears. No, don't. Well, you're teaching all of those things in your school?
We are teaching all of those things and more.
And you're making your students actually shoot to try those.
Yes, we're going to be on a state-of-the-art shooting range. We're shooting out to ethical hunting ranges and beyond, just to kind of get you a feel for how hard it really is to shoot a little bit further.
Yeah, it's one thing to get on a nice flat range and shoot 1,000 yards, but in the real world, in the real elk woods,
it's another thing to throw a rifle over your knee and shoot 600 yards.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be a fun class. I'm gonna visit you and see just what I don't know.
Sounds good to me.
See what you can teach me. Why did you decide to take this elk school or elk class?
Well, I've never seen an elk before, so trying to think about new adventures in my semi-retirement here, and I thought this was a great opportunity to learn and learn kind of do-it-yourself and the habitats, and really understand not just going out and shooting, but understanding everything about them and how to find them, and maybe possibly doing a do-it-yourself hunt one day.
Thought it'd be a really good opportunity to learn fundamentally from start to finish how to do process-based and ethical hunt for elk.
Just a great experience to learn more about elk hunting. I've done some elk hunting, but not a lot, and I want to gather more information on how to DIY it, and a chance to shoot at a much longer distance. Coming from Michigan, I don't have much of a chance to shoot much beyond 200 yards.
Field positions could use a tiny bit of tweaking, which I learned, but like my basics are pretty solid. It's just learning the wind. Like I don't have a place to practice back home, so I have to figure out ways to, find windy places to shoot to deal with that.
Yeah.
We learned a ton, and I needed that desperately.
The Tate did a wonderful job on the class side of it. I'm doing a drop camp hunt next year, and a lot of that information we learned this week is going to be good. It'll be my first DIY hunt. And Joseph on the shooting side of it kept everything good, safe, fun, and we had a fantastic time shooting, fantastic time in the classes. The food was good. It's been very well worth it.
Did you get anything out of this camp? Was it worth it?
Oh, absolutely. Especially just the knowledge that Tate brings to the table, as far as strategies, the process to bring into it, especially before, during and after. And then just the expertise that Joseph brought to the range and the field positions and the mountain, the shooting that we've done out here is just invaluable. I've been taking very furious notes about the various training exercises.
I think it was wonderful. It exceeded my expectations, and I think the instruction for 20 guys or more, the ability for them to kind of guide us and show us the ropes in an efficient manner was just fantastic. I would highly recommend it.
Hey everybody, if you have any questions about elk and elk hunting techniques, send in your comments here. We'll try to answer them for you, and we can get you in with Tate too. Tate, where can they find you?
So look up my website, processbasehunter.com. We are booked out for this year of all of our hunts, but in 2025 we have elk hunting boot camp open. Joseph Von Benedict is going to be there in 2025, and I hope you are too. And then we also have courses and hunts that are available in 2025 in the fall.
Get ready, guys. It's elk season. This is Ron Spomer with Tate Bradfield. Hunt honest and shoot straight.